So, what do you say? What's that you want me to tell him? Howdy hey, howdy ho. Okay, howdy hey, howdy ho. Here we go. I don't know what he's talking. Well, here I am to give you some advice. I want to thank the Shark for letting me come on here and talk to y'all about this crisis that's going on with automobiles. I am Milton Bradley. I hope I can help everybody out with this. Anyway, so listen, I got some notes here. If you're in a vehicle lease right now and you're getting ready to let that lease go, you'd be wise to listen to me because you can make some money. And there's a few things that the dealerships are doing that are trying to take that equation out. They don't want you to make that money. And I'm going to tell you about some recent experiences with some friends of mine that I hope will be able to help you out here. First of all, as you know, there's a shortage of computer chips for vehicles, for a lot of things, but also for vehicles. So what's happening is there's a lot of surplus vehicles right now by these dealerships. They cannot get enough vehicles to sell. So the used vehicles are hot right now. They're on fire. I've been seeing different vehicles going for thousands of dollars. Basically, people are driving these vehicles for free and they're not depreciating like they used to since COVID happened. So they've been in these cars for 2-3 years and they're going to make money by selling them. If you're in a lease, you're going to do the same thing if you listen to me here. Because vehicles are not depreciating, they're actually appreciating. They're appraising more money than what they ever have in the past because of the shortage. So let me look at my notes here. Well, one thing is, I don't think that this shortage I think it's an artificial shortage, and it's the dealership's way of trying to keep the prices of vehicles inflated. That is, they want to make you, the consumer, years from now, still paying more money for cars. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think cars are going to go down unless you stop buying cars, people stop buying cars, and then all of a sudden these chips will show up, and they're going to show up. And then there's going to be a surplus of cars, and they're going to have to sell them at low prices. Okay. If you're in the unfortunate position, which we're going to make that into a fortunate position, of getting out of a car lease right now, you need to really listen to this. Here's the thing. You're in positive territory, most likely, on your car lease. If you're at the end of it, if it's a 3-year lease or 2-year lease, you are probably in positive territory. What I mean by that is I'm going to give you an example. A friend of mine had a Ford Fiesta or Focus or something like that. He extended the lease because dealerships were not open during COVID. Because Gruesome Newsom in the state of California, where I live, he shut everything down. So anyway, when they went to go return the cars, they couldn't do it. So they got like a 6-month extension on their lease. 6-month extension. Then they were given a month-to-month extension. His lease ran out, I think it was back in October or something like that. And they would not, this was through Ford Motor Credit, they would not extend the lease anymore. They told him he had to turn the car in. So I told him what to do. Go to CarMax or one of these places to see what they appraise the vehicle at. And I bet you it's going to be more than what the residual value of that vehicle is. And sure enough, his residual value on the car, because he leased it for 3 years, and then 6 months, and then month by month, was $6,000. I said $6,000, okay? When he went to CarMax or whatever it was, they gave him a value of $14,000. So what's that, a $7,000 difference right there? Something like that, yeah. $7,000 that he made on that car if he would buy it out. He wanted to do that. But see, Ford wasn't going to make that easy for him. Number one, he was going to sell it to CarMax because no dealership, before I educated on this, he was just going to take it back and trade it in or just leave it. I said, don't do that, young man, because if you do that, you're going to lose out on some money. CarMax and other ones would not take 36 lending companies. They would not take cars and sell them back and buy them out because they could not do it. The loan companies were not allowing this to happen. Why? Because they're affiliated with the dealers. The dealers want to make that money, not the consumer, not the person that's on that lease. No, no, no. In California, this is the law in California. I don't know about other states, and I think Nevada, there's maybe a few other ones. You cannot buy that lease back from the lending company. You have to go through a dealership. Ain't that a bitch? You got to go through the dealership to get that car back. And I don't care what somebody puts in these comments. I used to work for 4 dealerships, so I know these things. That's the law. In other states, you can just cut a check to the finance company, you're done. Not in California. Not in the People's Republic of California. Hell no. They make it hard on you. So you got to go through all this mess to get the car turned in. During COVID, again, Newsom made a law that that car has to be inspected before the dealership takes it back. This is new. People are paying upwards of $1,200 on a lease turn-in to have a dealership check that car, even if they're going to buy it back. This is a hidden charge that they're charging you, the leasee, because they know they could sell it for more money, but they want that cut. They don't want to give it to you, so they're making it very difficult. And besides that, the dealership that you bought the car from, that's where you have to turn into, because just ain't no dealership, I don't care what they tell you, is going to take that car back. You got to go to the dealership that you bought the car from. In my friend's case, that dealership went out of business, so he had to go to the next closest one, which was miles and miles away, I think 2-hour drive from where he lived. So he did not have that option. So he went to other dealerships, again, before I educated him, told him he could make some money at this, which he did. I'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, he tried to return to various dealers. They would not take it back from him. He was told he had to take it back to the dealership where he bought it. Well, that dealership went out of business, and he couldn't do that. So he was stuck. He kept making the payments on that lease from October till I think it was last month, January. Okay, for 6 months or whatever it was. They were taking the payments from him of $300 a month. I think it was $250. They were taking the payments from him, but they were not giving him credit towards the value of that car. No. Instead, it was just sitting there. Nobody's money. It wasn't his money, but the car, the leasee, the leaser, the finance company, Ford Credit, they were making interest on that money. Think about this. All the money that he paid that lease and everybody else that pays month by month, it just sits there, and they're collecting interest on that. Now, is that fair or not? The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is supposed to govern all this. You can't get a hold of these folks. You got to get online and send an email to them with a form saying what happened. This happened to him back in November. She still ain't heard nothing from him. This has been months ago. State of California really don't have no avenues for you to take, and if you think they do, put it down there in the comments and I'll read it and get back to you, because I'm going to tell you they don't. So here he goes. He's getting ready to hire an attorney. He tells me I can't get out of lease. I can't turn the car in. It's a 2-hour drive. Man, I said, listen, just make an appointment with that car dealership where they told you to take it back to. You show up there. I'll go with you. They're going to make you do a lease inspection on it, but we're going to get them calmed down to the numbers. That's why I know these numbers ain't nothing etched in stone. They want to charge you $500. I got them down to $100 on it. I said, you're going to make that money back when you sell the car. Anyway, he brought the car in there. Everything happened just like I said it did. he had to actually go through like it was a brand new car. It only had like 20,000 miles on it. And he had to go through, it was 2017. He had to go through, and just like he bought a new car, and they tried to sell him a damn warranty with it. Oh, yeah. I said, no, you don't need that warranty. And that sales manager tried, or the finance manager tried like hell to sell that warranty. You don't need it. I said, if it's that bad, then why are you buying their product? Ford makes a good product. You don't need that warranty. Anyway, so he didn't sign for that. It was going to be $3,000 more. So, sure enough, he gave him a check for $7,100. He took that car to CarMax, I think it was, or one of the places, and sold it for not 14,000. Because it only had 20,000 miles on it, you see. He made about $8,000. That money would have been made by the dealership. First of all, when you go in these dealerships and you turn your lease in, make sure you get the payoff from the finance company, the loan company. They got to give you that for that day. Also, whenever you go in there, sir, you know what you need to do also? Walk in there, make a copy of your driver's license and make a copy of the registration so they don't try to hem you up in that dealership. Now, more than likely, you're not going to get the lease inspection the same day, so you're going to have to make an appointment for that. That's okay. But don't let them try to hem you into something. And definitely don't let them have the keys to that car until you go for that lease inspection and you give them that cashier check. And don't finance the residual. Somehow, some way, go to credit union, whatever you got to do, get a low rate. If you got the money in the bank, you're going to get that money back. You can pay that loan off right away. Use a credit card, for God's sake. You're going to get that money back right away. And I ain't lying to you. That's the way it works. There's so many things that are going on with leases right now that are just wrong. And I know there's some people on here. This fellow that does the sales in Texas, I don't know, Richardson or something like that. I don't know, guy's missing fingers. I think he said he was a carpenter. He couldn't be a good carpenter if he's losing fingers. I got all my fingers and my toes. Anyway, you know what? Don't listen to any of them people. There's a father-son team on here that want to tell you everything they know about car shit. I've been down that road. He ain't telling you everything either. He makes it look like buying a car, they're all, the dealership, man, they just out to get you. That's the way it is. That's the way it always will be. They did a survey not long ago. When they did the survey, they said there was, I forgot how many people they did. About 90% of them said it's the worst experience to go through their life is going to a car dealership. And that was a recent survey, and it's still the same way. They say they're trying to change. They ain't trying to change. It's going to get worse now. Trust me, it's going to get worse. Don't turn that car lease back into the dealership and just leave the car. You know what? You paid some interest on that. You might as well make the money back. These are weird times right now, and you can make money back. And someone needs to get on these companies. All these laws are passed with this lease inspection and bringing it back to the dealership. You don't really need a lease inspection at a lease inspection. That's just a way to get money from you. And you got to pay it. I don't know too many people leasing cars now. I don't even know if you can, because all these car companies that rent cars, they can't even get their hands on cars right now. And mark my word, that's all going to change when these chips start coming in miraculously. Just like this is a lot of media hype. The media is one of our worst. Don't get me started on that shit. Anyway, like I said, do the right thing. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down there in that little box down there. I don't know what the hell they call it. And I'll tell Sharp, I'll tell him to read them to me, and I'll get back to you, because I want to see y'all come out shining. Yeah. I don't want to see you coming out there with your tail between your legs out of the dealership. That just ain't right, because they should not be getting over on you. Let me check my notes and make sure I've covered everything. I think I did. Let me go on here and see now. Make sure. Another thing. CarMax and some of these companies now, they cannot buy back Ford Motor Credit, GM Credit. There's 26 or 30 of them when I looked that you can no longer, they were no longer doing buybacks for new cars, lease cars from those companies. That's another reason why I'm telling you the dealerships want to make that money. They don't want that money to go to them people, and they don't want it to go into your pocket either. So now they're making it even harder for these brokers, that's what they are, they're brokers, CarMax and all that, to buy your car from you. That was one thing I forgot about. So, now, about upside down, that means that you owe more money than what the residual is. That's really something that shouldn't be happening right now if you're on a lease. You should be in positive territory. Unless you made a really bad deal. There's no recourse. Again, there's no recourse. The FTC is supposed to be governing all this. They ain't doing it. I think, well, I'll just keep that opinion to myself. So, check your state webpage. Maybe there's things on there I don't know about. I'm not familiar with every state, but I'm just giving you information that can help you. I don't claim to know everything, but I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to hip you to the game. Well, I guess that's about it. I think I covered just about all of it now. All I can say is this again. If you're on the end of the lease, if you there go on Vroom is one of the sites, CarMax another site. Go on them sites and find out. You don't even have to go in there. You can just put in your license plate number, your vehicle's VIN number. Getting kind of cold in here. Oh man. Get the VIN number, and it'll tell you what that car's worth. It'll give you a good, right now, the bubble will burst pretty soon. It ain't gonna last forever. Get on there and take a look. I've seen there's a lot of young men selling sports cars right now, Mustangs and Challengers and all that. They're making a killing. They've been driving these cars for 2-3 years for free. There was I think it was a Challenger, a Charger, one of them hot rods. Anyway, guy bought it for $34,000, I think it was, or no, I'm sorry, $32,000. And Vroom, I don't know anything about these companies, and I'm not trying to validate any of them. They're all rip-offs, if you ask me, but that's the best avenue. They sold that $32,000. He got something like $7,000 over what he paid for. He's been driving cars depreciate, folks. I mean, when you drive them off the lot, you lose thousands of dollars. But that's not what's happening now. Now they're appreciating. They're just making money off them. That is something that ain't never happened before. Not in my time. So anyway, get in there and take care of business and do that. Get yourself some money while you can. Because like I said, it ain't going to last forever. What you want me to tell him? Oh. Howdy hey, howdy ho, he said. This is Sharkrave's Mad channel. Don't you know? This is Milton Bradley. Yeah, you're honest. No longer working at the car dealership. You're honest. Advice. Take care, folks. And God bless you. And man, get out there and do that. And get you free money. Is that it? That's all you want? Okay.